In our technology-driven world, mobile phones are indispensable. However, concerns about the health impacts of radio frequency modulated electromagnetic fields, or RF-EMFs, emitted by these devices are growing. A recent study titled "Mobile Phone Radiation Deflects Brain Energy, Homeostasis, and Prompts Human Food Ingestion" sheds light on how RF-EMFs influence brain energy balance and increase food intake. This blog will delve into the study's findings and discuss the broader implications for our health. Key findings: study design. The study was conducted with 15 normal-weight young men aged 21 to 29 under fasting conditions. Participants were exposed to 25 minutes of RF-EMFs from two different mobile phones, Motorola L2 and Nokia 5800D1, versus sham radiation in a single-blind, sham-controlled, randomized crossover comparison. Caloric intake. Exposure to RF-EMFs from both mobile phones increased overall caloric intake by 22 to 27% compared to the sham condition. This increase was primarily due to enhanced carbohydrate consumption. Cerebral energy homeostasis. Measurements of cerebral energy content showed an increase in adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, and phosphocreatine, PCR, ratios to inorganic phosphate, PI, upon mobile phone radiation exposure. These findings suggest that RF-EMFs influence brain energy homeostasis, potentially affecting overall brain function. Methods: participants: 15 healthy young men, non-smokers with regular sleep-wake cycles and no medication or chronic diseases, participated in the study. They fasted for 12 hours before the experiments and did not use mobile phones during this period. Exposure conditions. Participants were exposed to RF-EMFs from Motorola L2 and Nokia 5800D1 mobile phones emitting in the GSM 900 MHz standard and a sham condition with a deactivated phone. Data collection. Food intake was measured using an ad libitum buffet test, and cerebral energy homeostasis was monitored using 31 phosphorus magnetic resonance spectroscopy, or 31 PMRS. Results. Food consumption. Both mobile phones significantly increased calorie consumption compared to the sham condition. Participants consumed more carbohydrates and proteins after RF-EMF exposure. Cerebral energy. Exposure to RF-EMFs resulted in higher levels of ATP PI and PCR PI ratios, indicating alterations in brain energy homeostasis. Discussion. The study suggests a potential link between mobile phone radiation and increased food intake, which could contribute to obesity. The observed increase in carbohydrate consumption indicates that RF-EMFs may disturb the brain's energy balance, influencing food intake behavior. RF-EMFs may disrupt brain energy homeostasis, affecting various brain functions beyond food intake, such as cognitive performance and mental health. This raises concerns about the long-term effects of mobile phone radiation, especially in children and adolescents who are more susceptible to such changes. The role of cellular stress responses. The increase in reactive oxygen species and subsequent oxidative stress from electromagnetic field exposure can interfere with cellular communication and homeostasis. These disruptions can have significant health implications, particularly in the context of the obesity epidemic and the regulation of food intake. The need for continued research. Despite clear evidence linking electromagnetic field exposure to various health risks, funding for continued research has been halted. It's essential to advocate for more research to fully understand the long-term effects of electromagnetic field exposure and develop updated safety guidelines. Practical tips to reduce electromagnetic field exposure. Use wired connections instead of wireless when possible. Keep mobile phones and other wireless devices away from the body. Minimize the use of wireless devices, especially during sleep. Conclusion. The study "Mobile Phone Radiation Deflects Brain Energy Homeostasis and Prompts Human Food Ingestion" highlights significant health implications of radiofrequency electromagnetic field exposure. Understanding these risks and advocating for further research and updated safety standards is crucial to protect our health in an increasingly wireless world. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's work together to address these important issues.